Your certified most accurate four-zone weather with Chief Meteorologist Chris Suchan.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is absolutely beautiful outside today, and on the drive in, I felt like playing hooky. I'll admit it.
I know.
But alas, here I am.
Right?
We're all here.
Yeah. And
So nice.
Cowboys are the big game today.
Yeah.
A lot of things looking up here on this Sunday. It could be a little bit cooler, maybe.
Okay.
Well, I think we're going to get there. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Right now, mix of clouds and sun through the days. That's what we call partly sunny. Hit a high of 91. Down in LaSalle County, McMullen, and on occasion in Frio County, those little puffy cumulus clouds that produced a couple sprinkles or showers, but that's really about it. So here's what's ahead of us. We do have a front this week, and it is a very weak front. Now, it will bring a kick of some lower humidity. Afternoon dew points this week, they're going to be humid, certainly very humid in the morning, but they stay in the 60s, and then look what happens by Friday into Saturday. That's much more refreshing air that can also give us cooler mornings. Unfortunately with this, the rain chance ahead is slim to none. 10% chance for the next few days just because of the humidity. You can never rule out a random little sprinkle or shower, but most of us are not going to see rain in the days ahead. And when we look at this front that's ahead of us on Wednesday, the impacts from it are very low on the temperatures, mainly an impact on the cooler mornings. The afternoons are still going to be hot. No wind gusts, moderate on the humidity change, and very little rain chance with this front as it goes by. So here it is. It moves through on Wednesday. The core of the coolest air stays over the Great Lakes to the Midwest. So again, it's really more of a humidity drop for us late week into next weekend. Then that ridge builds in. That's our next weather maker for really into next weekend. That's going to ensure we stay unseasonably hot. That front there will not make it down in, but this front here, I feel between the 17th to the 20th has some potential to bring some change to Texas in our area. So that's in a couple of weeks, a little less than a couple of weeks. Raul B. Rodriguez Law, Weather Cam View. There you can see it again, the mix of clouds and sunshine. Hot day, 80s and 90s here on the map. And your day tomorrow, we're going to start off at 70, a high of 92, the 10% rain chance, although out in our western zone, not going to bother with a rain chance here for you. You're going to have a high of a 93. And you'll see as we work through the day, comfortable in the morning, no rain chance here. Well, maybe a rain, a little pop-up. I'm not going to bother with that. Hill country, I do see a very small 10% chance of a random little sprinkle or shower for those puffy cumulus clouds you see, 80s and 90s. Central zone, including San Antonio, that's around 70 in the morning. Afternoon, lower to mid-90s, that slight 10% rain chance. And in our eastern zone, here you can see we'll start off with 60s and 70s the afternoon with that slight rain chance. So it's all because of this very weak area of low pressure on the western side of it, but it's moving north. And so from here on out, it's going to be pretty much a dry week here. Let's go ahead and wrap this up with our 7-day forecast for you. 92 for the next 3 days, then 91. But do note the humidity change and the cooler mornings into next weekend will get you back into the 60s. By next weekend. Western zone, it stays hot. The mornings are comfortable, especially late week in the low 60s. The hill country, slim on those rain chances next 7 days. And in our eastern zone, 96 to get your week started on Monday. Now here's Zach in for Don.